Which one should you learn? Choosing the right programming language for your work is a huge priority before starting to write your first lines of code. There are plenty of languages for you to choose from. And it's easy to learn with plenty of online resources available, including learning platforms like DataCamp, Udacity, and edX, especially when they include specific courses on Python programming or machine learning. You might have encountered two languages that intrigue you, Python versus JavaScript. In some ways, these two languages are comparable, but usually, their use cases, syntax, and approaches to programming differ significantly. Let's see what differences and similarities these two languages have. Definition and use of JavaScript. The main definition of JavaScript is that it is a client-side scripting language for making static websites interactive. Since JavaScript is a scripting language, it also does not require an individual compilation step. Let's explain this in more detail. Browsers have built-in engines that understand and execute JavaScript commands. Therefore, you can include the JavaScript code directly into your HTML document, write commands within the tags. And guess what? No need for additional compilers. It should be pointed out that browsers are the ones that run the JavaScript code. Developers can even write JavaScript code in such simple programs as Notepad++. A brief introduction to Python. The first noticeable difference in the discussion of Python versus JavaScript is that Python is an object-oriented, high-level programming language. It is a general-purpose language, which answers the question, is Python front-end or back-end? Because of its simplicity, flexibility, versatility, and other useful features, Python is growing and becoming one of the most popular programming languages around. Scripting languages such as JavaScript provide instructions that browsers execute. However, object-oriented languages work with building blocks, objects. They let developers create objects, assign attributes to them, or set them to perform actions. According to the Developer Survey of 2023, JavaScript is still the leading programming language. However, the popularity of Python has also risen significantly over the last couple of years, beating such languages as Java, C#, PHP, and C++. Web frameworks of JavaScript are also leaders. jQuery, React.js, and Angular.js are the top 3 used web frameworks. In this list, we also see some frameworks of Python, Django and Flask. Another interesting aspect of this survey is that Python is the second most loved language. When it comes to the wanted category, Python takes the lead, pushing JavaScript to second place. Data science is an upcoming field in which specialists learn to analyze, manipulate raw or structured data. Data scientists usually use several programming languages together, one of them being Python. While data science is possible with JavaScript as well, specialists do not choose it regularly. Here are the main reasons why Python wins Python versus JavaScript in terms of data analysis. JavaScript does not offer many data science packages and built-in functions compared to Python. With JavaScript, you would take longer to perform data science tasks and solve issues. In this case, Python is a better choice since you can easily find how-to tutorials and other tips for data science. Nevertheless, JavaScript also has some perks when it comes to data science. It offers visualization with its D3.js, Plotly.js, and other libraries. By using them, it is easier to create impressive data visualization and dashboards. The release of the TensorFlow.js library provided opportunities for people to perform machine learning with JavaScript. It is an open-source project that lets you define, test, and run machine learning models on the browser. The conclusion is that JavaScript is slowly becoming a rival of Python in terms of data science. However, Python guarantees a more efficient, structured, and guided performance. JavaScript versus Python for web development. There are several criteria for answering the question of should I learn Python or JavaScript for web development. You need your application or website to be fast and to handle the growing amount of data and code. When comparing the performance aspect of JavaScript versus Python, JavaScript is the clear winner. Software that runs on Python will take longer to respond, making it idle for the user community. Therefore, if you are interested in creating websites that perform efficiently, you should use JavaScript. Mobile development. Traditionally, Python was not for creating GUI applications. However, frameworks such as Kivy and Beware make mobile development with Python possible. Kivy is an open-source Python library that has an original UI toolkit with its versions of buttons, text entry forms, text labels, etc. It supports both Android and iOS. Developers also present some cons of using the Kivy framework for Python mobile development. It resembles a game engine more than a native app engine by rendering most of the custom controls in OpenGL instead of using native controls. Just because you can, does not mean you should. Even though Kivy makes the Python mobile development possible, it is not the first choice option. Best options for developing mobile apps. Creating a functional, fast, and enjoyable app is the main priority of many developers. Therefore, they select Java or JavaScript for smoother mobile development. Enthusiasts can attempt to create cross-platform mobile apps with Python as an experiment or for testing purposes. Mobile development with JavaScript also has its pros and cons. The first thing to mention is that the primary purpose of JavaScript is creating and managing websites. Mobile development is like a side job. Nevertheless, mobile development with JavaScript is still more advanced than with Python. Conclusions. You might still ask, should I learn Python or JavaScript? We recommend that you focus on the main field you want to learn. For instance, if web development is your drive, the better choice is to consider the holy trio of HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. People interested in machine learning, data science, and neural networks should consider learning Python when it comes to Python versus JavaScript. Additionally, the end of Python versus JavaScript debate relates to your experiences and preferences. For instance, beginners might choose Python because of its simplistic syntax. While Python is usable as a front-end language, transpilers that convert Python code to JavaScript make applications slower. Therefore, it is better to use Python for back-end development and stick to JavaScript for front-end. If you have chosen one language of these two, you should start learning now. Thank you all for watching the video. I hope you succeed. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.